It's game day here in South Florida as Florida State gets set to take on Miami here at Sun Life Stadium for an 8 p.m. kickoff. Alongside Jonathan Shalacy, I'm Scott Kodak. Welcome to Miami Seminole fans. For this kind of game, it's a rivalry, so you really can't ever really think you know what you're going to expect in this. You throw the records, throw the stats out of the window. For guys that maybe are from this area, it's a special opportunity to come home and play in what we would consider the greatest rivalry in all of college football.
Oh yeah, players all weekend. We're talking about how they're going to play old teammates. They played them in Pop Warner, they played them in high school. It's fun to come home and play in front of a family.
You get right down to the game itself. Florida State's been keying in on Duke Johnson all week. That running back simply is fantastic. I can remember we walked through the tunnel last year, Duke Johnson sitting there on a cart with a broken ankle. He's fully healthy now, just a year later. He's got a lot up his sleeve for Florida State tonight. Can Florida State contain that running back?
It's going to be important. We'll see if Terrence Smith can get into the game. He's questionable right now. We'll see. It's a game-time decision. The people up front, it's going to be Mario Edwards and Eddie Goldman that need to be big. Derek Mitchell has been big in the last few games, so if those three can shut those gaps down, I think Florida State could be successful today. People
keying in on Duke Johnson. How about the quarterback, Brad Kaya, just a freshman? Doesn't look like the same freshman we saw opening day against Louisville where Miami got trounced up in Kentucky. This is a totally different quarterback. Can the guy make the throws? If Florida State can shut down Duke Johnson, Brad Kaya can still make the throws to Stacey Coley, Phillip Dorsett, and get that offense going.
Well, that's exactly it. I mean, this guy has really progressed over the season, and you've really seen it lately. I mean, Miami's on a 5-game win streak, so this guy is really stepping into his element. He's understanding what college football is all about.
Offensively for Florida State, needs no introduction. It starts with number 5. Jameis Winston has been the backbone of this offense. But how do the Noles establish the run game, and how do they get off to that early start tonight?
Well, the offensive line. The offensive line has to be big today. We'll see who starts at center. Is it going to be Hofeld, or is it going to be Austin Barron? Austin Barron is healthy. We'll see if Florida State goes with him.
Rashad Green's last time to play against Miami here in South Florida, played his high school football just up the road at St. Thomas Aquinas. A lot of connections there. How big of a game can Green have tonight? I think he's the one guy everybody keys in on if they study the film of Florida State. How big of a game can he have, and how big of an impact can he have?
Well, you've seen what impact he's had all season long, but what's interesting is he's never had a touchdown against Miami. So we'll see if he can get that one in his last game against the Hurricanes.
Well, Jonathan, let's just talk about the keys to tonight's game. What does Florida State need to do to move to 10-0? We did find out earlier on in the day as Clemson lost to Georgia Tech. Florida State did officially punch their ticket to Charlotte, so they will be headed to the ACC Championship. But first things first, we're not focused on an ACC Championship game right now. How do you beat Miami?
Well, first you have to stop the run. I mean, Duke Johnson's going to get his own, but if you can contain him, you should be all right. And then for Florida State's offense, if they can score 30 points, if they can keep the possession in their favor, I think Florida State comes away with a victory.
For me, it's the old adage in football. If you don't turn the ball over, you're not going to get beat. If Florida State simply doesn't turn the ball over in the first half and can establish the run, and like you said, maybe just slow down Duke Johnson just enough to get off the field, Florida State will walk away with a victory. I think I'm very confident in the fact that Florida State can start fast tonight. Heck, hopefully this is the week Florida State does start fast.
Oh, you hope so. I mean, you thought it was going to be against Virginia. Well, hopefully they'll get it on the road here against the Hurricanes.
Well, we're excited for an 8 p.m. kickoff. For Jonathan, I'm Scott. We'll see you after the game. And, of course, go Noles.